We'll definitely look forward to getting back on the field this week. Obviously, everybody knows that Saturday didn't end like we wanted it to. But when you don't make the plays you're supposed to make and execute some of the things you're supposed to execute, you don't win ball games. The positive is to it that we've only got one conference loss, and we've got a lot more conference football to play. And I think the best thing for a team that's lost a game like that is to get the opportunity to get back on the field as fast as you can. And Saturday presents us with another great opportunity. We get the opportunity to play the defending conference champions. We've had 2 battles with them in the last 2 years that we've been here. I think been decided by 7 points and 4 points. A very well-coached football team. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Mack and his staff and what they do. And we're looking forward to going to Durham on Saturday and trying to win a football game.
Coach, quickly, as always, what's the injury report, if there is any?
I think everybody's good to go. We got out of this game healthy. We didn't play Quintrell Chung last week because he had an ankle that didn't get better. But at the end of the day, I think we're as healthy as we're going to be at this point in the season. We hadn't gotten anybody back that we hadn't had long term, but we didn't lose anybody last week.
Okay. What was the reasoning for Tripp being out on the sidelines?
Tripp had a medical situation late in the week, and he wasn't cleared to play. It wasn't necessarily a football injury. It was just something that he had medically that he had to see a doctor for, and he wasn't cleared by game time on Saturday.
Should he be available this week?
Yeah, as far as I know, yep.
So as far as the scouting report on NC Central, how do they differ from some of the teams you played so far?
The thing about this team, this conference, is that it seems like everybody's got a great defensive line. They're led by their front 7, adequate secondary. They're young on offense. I think on defense they have 9 seniors. On offense, I think it's probably the other way around. Very very young group. Anytime you lose Malcolm Bell, it's a tough quarterback to replace. And I think Jerry's done a great job managing the freshman quarterback that he has. He doesn't throw it a ton, but he's a big physical kid. He's 6'4", 225, 30 pounds. And they do a good job involving him in the run game and throwing the ball where they have to. So, but when they do throw it, they've got three really good receivers that are very comparable to ours, guys that have the ability to make plays in space. And they're very sound on special teams. I think the thing that this team does in all the close games that they've had, they find a way to win games and not lose them. That's very impressive about them.
Kyle, what have you seen so far, film, and just talking about NC Central, what do you see from the younger guys on their offense that's going to be key for you guys to stop or slow down at least?
Well, we got to execute our responsibilities as a defense. But, they kind of they're pretty solid, balanced. They run the ball well, pass the ball well. They do everything pretty well. So we just got to take it as a challenge. Be ready to stop them.
Pretty about mid-season, how do you feel your comfort level is right now in the system?
I feel that I came a long way, but I still have a long way to go. So it's just me coming in the game comfortable to play and not being antsy in the pocket. So when I do that, then that's when I come a long way.
Coach, something you don't really see in young quarterbacks that much is he doesn't turn the ball over very much. 6 touchdowns, 2 picks. So what does that say about him as a young player that he's been able to keep his turnovers low?
Well, the ball's important to him. He'll throw the ball away or he'll scramble. That's been tremendous for us, and that's kept us in every ball game that we've been in because we hadn't just came out and turned the ball over. As he said, he's come a long way. The thing that we want him to do is get started a little bit faster, and we're going to try to do some things offensively to make sure that he can get off a little bit quicker, not have to, wait so long to get himself involved in the game. We've struggled on the first couple drives and usually gotten going, later in the quarter, or later in the half, or even later in the game. So we're going to try to do some things offensively to try to get him going a little bit faster.
Yeah, whether it's a symptom or a cause, one thing that probably you want to see get a little better is his completion percentage, a little over 50%. What do you see as the reason for that? Is that still learning the system? Is it missed throws? What do you see?
Well, I think it's twofold. He could be 60% with 6 interceptions. I think him completing 50% of his passes shows that we've dropped some balls. He's missed some throws, but I think it also shows that he's thrown the ball away at times when he could have taken a sack or when he could have thrown an interception. I think our sack total is way down from where it was this time a year ago. I know our interception total is down from where it was this time a year ago. So his completion percentage is probably a combination of a few things.
Is there a piece of advice you received in high school that's kind of stuck with you, you think?
Stay poised through everything. don't show any like emotion really. Just stay boys.
And also in that transition from high school to college, what do you see as some of the what kind of throws are more difficult in college? Would you say?
Really every throw because the speed of the game is different. So like leading somebody on the pass is way like faster and like it's just much faster.
And like I asked Kyle, what have you seen from film and talking about the NC Central defense that's going to be key to find a way to break them down?
I think their biggest thing is their D-line. If we can get their D-line blocked, we should be able to run the ball and throw the ball.
And I haven't asked this yet, but let's go ahead and ask now. Is there a story to the Pootie name?
It is, but you can't talk about it. It's a childhood nickname that my cousin gave me.
Okay, you gave your cousin. All right. Kyle, what do you see in the future for you? What are some of your goals, like after you graduate? What would you like to do?
After I graduate, I want to pursue a career in coaching. You know, whether it be any level, honestly. I just want to stay with the game and things like that.
Have you been able at all over the years here in college to get out to any Norfolk games?
Yeah, all the time. When I get a chance to, you know, it's right down the street, so go back and show love.
Any chance you coach with your dad?
I never really thought about it, but I wouldn't put it past it. So it's open. It's up for grabs.
And in terms of coaching, what do you think would be some of the most important lessons you could teach a young linebacker?
Keep your eyes down on your keys and play the next play. You know, things gonna go wrong, but you know you gotta keep playing.
And for you and Ant, how do you guys play off each other? Are you guys kind of similar personalities at linebacker, or are you guys opposites? How do you guys mesh with each other?
So me and Ant, I think we're pretty good friends. You know, I've been here for 4 years, and I came in with him. He was someone I looked up to when I first got here. You know, as far as his work ethic. And, you know, we kind of just stayed together through it all and kind of, you know, help each other out when we're out there. So, you know, if I don't know it, he'll know it. If he doesn't know it, I know it. You know, we kind of just work together as one.
Are you guys both rah-rah guys, both kind of quiet on the field?
I think I'm more rah-rah than him on the field, but we're both pretty relaxed, even kill.
Coach, I wanted to ask about Nigel. What has been the key for him? He seems to always be in the backfield. He's really embraced this position that he's in. Just speak to his development as a player, and he's only a redshirt sophomore.
He's a competitor. I think that's the thing you see about Nigel Chavis. Nigel Chavis has sacks on defense. He has tackles on defense. He probably leads our special teams in tackles. You know, he's a guy that's very prideful. You know, he comes from a tough background, and you know, he's got 2 great parents that have done a tremendous job of raising him. But when you see Nigel, you know, you see fire in Nigel's eyes that comes from, you know, the background that he grew up in, and you know, went to a high school that didn't win very many games until his senior year. He was one of the few scholarship kids out of the city of Richmond, you know, Richmond Public Schools, and you know, in a long time. So again, he's just a prideful, competitive kid, and I wish that our entire defense, you know, were kids like, you know, Kyle and Nigel Chavis and guys like that.
How much tighter do you think the locker room is at this point in the season? I know it's been a focal point. Obviously, the motto is tunnel vision, and through the adversity, you guys have wanted to stick together. Just how much tighter have you guys gotten in these last few weeks?
Well, I think, you know, after those 2 wins, we were as tight as we could be. You know, I think when you have a little bit of adversity, it tests a young team. So this week has been, you know, our focal point has been to maintain that, you know, through a tough situation. You know, you could have pointed a lot of fingers on Sunday and Monday and into Tuesday, and we addressed all those issues. And I think when you have a bunch of young people playing on your team, it's a twofold issue. You have guys that probably shouldn't be playing as early, and you have guys that think they should be playing, you know, in front of some of the freshmen. So it's a management not issue, but it's something that you have to manage, and it's something that you have to get the team to understand that we're putting the best people on the field, and we're going to be as competitive as we can be. But I've got a lot of confidence in our team and who they are, and you know, I expect nothing less than these guys to go down to Durham and try to win a football game.
And just as I was just looking through the notes, I remembered that Demetrius Fabry was picked like second team offense for the preseason. Is there any desire to get him more involved, or just the tight end position in general, or is that just not part of the spread offense is getting tight end involved?
Who are you getting your notes from? I think we get our tight end involved. Ant had 4 or 5 catches there versus Delaware State. Ant and Fairbury splitting the game, and we threw the tight end to the ball. We threw the tight end the ball late in the game Saturday, and that didn't work out for us. But at the end of the day, we have a ton of confidence in both of our tight ends, and Demetrius and Ant Williams, and we'll continue to try to get those guys the ball in our offense. But I think when you're dealing with personnel, you have to figure out who your 5 best skilled people are, because if you have the tight end in the game, you can't have C.J. Jones in the game, or you can't have Savage in the game, or you may have to take Isaiah Winstead out of the game. So it all comes down to matchups for us.
Coach, especially for the young guys like Pooty, who've never been to Central, probably one of the more intimidating environments in the MEAC because it's such a small stadium, people right on top of you, almost off 4 sides. What do you kind of explain to those younger kids about what to expect when they get there?
The thing that we've talked about more than anything else is just, making sure you don't hit anybody, close to the sidelines, because that's always drawing mysterious personal foul penalties because the stadium's so tight. But at the end of the day, I think it's a great atmosphere. It's an atmosphere that our kids will relish playing in, and I don't think you should have to talk to guys about things like that. I think when you're a football player, you show up and play wherever. You can play in front of 15 people, you can play in 1,500, you can play in front of 15,000. So it all comes down to who our guys are and what we're focused on. Not necessarily what the situation will be at Central.
They've obviously come in with a lot of streaks, conference-winning streaks, overall streaks, home-winning streaks. So what would that kind of mean for the team to be able to come up with a team like Central?
It means that we go 3-1. That's all that it means. Again, Jerry and I probably have one of the better relationships of coaches in our league, and I'm very proud of what he's done. But we've had 2 close football games, and I appreciate their streak, and I appreciate what they've done for our conference. But it's our job as a staff and as a football team to not necessarily try to end their streak, but to try to win the football game, and that's what we need more than anything else.